Debut children's book illustrator Gabriela Dieppa shares her publishing journey with us on today's Journey to KidLit podcast, episode number 5. Welcome to the Journey to KidLit podcast. I'm your host, Brooke Van Sickle, and each week on the show, we'll discuss what it takes to write, publish, and market your kids' book. Let's get started. This episode is brought to you by BiblioKid Publishing, the children's book publisher that donates 50% of their profits back to education. For a look at their books or to learn more, visit BiblioKidPublishing.com. Hey there, and welcome to the Journey to KidLit podcast. I'm your host, Brooke Van Sickle, and today on the podcast, we have a special guest, Gabriela Dieppa. She's our new illustrator for our upcoming book, Pirates Stuck at Sea. Hi, how are you, Gabby?
Hi, Brooke. I'm great. I'm a little bit nervous to be here, but I'm very happy.
It's okay to be nervous. Is this your first podcast?
Yeah, it's actually my first podcast.
Oh, this is very exciting. Yes, well, our book comes out at the end of the month. Do you want to talk a little bit about how you decided to become an illustrator? How did that work?
Well, when I was a little child, my parents got me these CDs where they were interactive books, so I could learn how to read, and I also can learn English. So for me, it was awesome because I was fascinated with those images and illustrations, with those animations, and it was awesome for me on that time. And then when I got on my career on graphic design, well, I was doing all these illustrations, and I just noticed that I could make them on my own, and it was like a revelation to me because that never passed on my mind that I could make those all with my own hands. So I love books. I always loved books. So now it's like I have the tools to make my own creations or to make others' creation that I take them like my own creations too, so it's awesome to have that.
Yeah, well, I think your work is amazing. So this is your first picture book, right?
Yeah, it's my first picture.
Have you done any children illustration besides this, like with your graphic work?
Yeah, I was like, I want to do some children illustration to prove myself that I could do children illustration, because I was saying to myself, I am a children illustrator, but I have never done a children illustration before. My other jobs were like something completely different to illustration for children. So I started with a couple of illustrations based on classic storybooks. So that convinced me that I could do it. It was awesome to see myself as an illustrator, an actual children illustrator. That was what I always wanted to be.
Yeah, I think that's so cool. So, so did you have any formal training, or did you join any like groups or anything to become an illustrator? What was your path before this for that?
Well, I studied on the University of Los Andes, graphic design. And there, I had all the bases of composition and colors. But then it was all by my own. I learned the software on the university, but later it was more like practice and more like a hobby. And later I got this job on a company that it's more like commercial illustration, but it was like a kind of training too, because I had to draw every day, every single day, a lot. So it served me like a sort of training, like formal kind of training. Yeah.
No, that's cool. So it's nice because then it tells people that they don't have to have like a degree in children's illustration. It's just all practice, making sure you learn your craft just like you do with writing. Um, so you're in Argentina and I'm in Iowa. So how did you get connected with me and how did you figure out that I wanted an illustrator?
That's a funny story because when I tell people how I met you, they were like, "What? How did you?" Because I found you on Pinterest.
Oh, really?
Because I was seeing all these how to write for children tips and advices, and it was very interesting. I got into your web, and I started reading all your information, and I got subscribed on your newsletter. And then I started to get all these emails from you. I got this email that said that you were asking for illustrators, and I didn't think about it. I said, I don't have many things to show, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to show her my job. I really hope she likes it.
Yeah.
That was how I got to you.
I did really like it. I enjoyed the little mouse. So our book is a pirate book, and you had drawn a little mouse that looked kind of like a pirate.
Yeah.
So then I asked you to do a sample, and then we signed on. And then kind of walk us through the process from the time you got the manuscript until you kind of knew like the full design. Like what was the dummy process there?
Okay. Well, when you first told me about the book, you told me that it was going to be a pirate book. So I got in my imagination and thought like how a pirate look like. So I was like thinking about my ideal pirate image. It was like I was just thinking about that. I didn't have the manuscript, so I was just when you told me that this is the manuscript, I already had the idea of what was going to look like. So it was just very natural. I just started drawing. There was Captain Scallop.
Yeah, I love all your characters. So how did you create all of the different kinds? Because there's 26 almost pirates, 24 pirates.
Yeah, there are a lot of pirates. I've never done so many characters before. It was a challenge, but it was like every character name has like I like to think about it like a personality. Mm-hmm. So when I draw them, I was thinking on their names, and this one looks like Larry, or this one looks like Leonardo because of the attitude of the character. But it was a hard job to do, but I enjoyed it so much.
Good.
And then I started with the dummy book, and it was sketch over sketch over sketch. And I did it all separately because I wanted to have the freedom to relocate every illustration as I feel it looks better on the book. So that was the first part of the process.
Yeah. And then once we had a finalized dummy, what's the process between then and how you got a fully completed illustrated book?
Well, I took pictures about the dummy book, about the sketches, and then I put all those illustrations on Photoshop. Mm-hmm. I started to illustrate the backgrounds, and then separately, I was drawing every character because I think everything needs to, well, to me, it's like everything needs to be separate so I can dedicate my entire energy and focus to that thing. So if I'm doing a background, I am doing only a background, and then I do the whole character, and then I integrate everything in one image.
Cool.
It was like repeating that process with every single character and every single background till I got the
Every single spread, all of them. Yeah. What was the biggest obstacle you ran into?
Well, I thought it was going to be very difficult. At first, I was so worried because I thought, what if I'm not capable to do this big challenge? I saw it like a monster that was going to eat me. I don't know. It was very intimidating at first, but it was what I really, really wanted to do. And the biggest challenge was to defeat that monster that I created myself, because when I got this first step that was start drawing, it all came up very easily. It was just natural for me, and I'm super glad to be part of this project with you.
Oh, I was really happy you said yes. I love your art. It's so amazing. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
What was your favorite part of the experience?
Well, my favorite part is definitely has to be the creative freedom, because I felt like I could create everything that came out of my mind, and I felt so free, and I love to use these bright colors, and I felt that everything was coming up so well. I think the entire book was my favorite part.
Yeah. And now we're just waiting. We're waiting for the book to come because it'll be here in a week by the time this is up. Yeah.
I'm so excited about that.
I know, me too. What was I going to say? Oh, what was your biggest suggestion for someone if they were wanting to get into illustration? What would be your best advice?
My best advice? Well, I will say that you don't have to know everything. You don't have to do everything perfectly. You can start with something, and as you are doing it, you are going to see that you are capable of make everything that you want to achieve. So I think that maybe we put personal obstacles, and my big advice would be do it anyways. Do it, and don't worry, you will get better when you start to do something that you're really into. So just do it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Gabby, this has been super fun. If anyone's interested in getting Pirates Stuck at Sea, it's available on BiblioKid.com or anywhere else where books are sold. And then if they wanted to learn more about you, where should they go?
Well, if they want to know a little more about me, well, you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is Gabi underscore Dieppa. Dieppa has 2 P's.
And we'll link to everything too in the show notes.
Okay,
So,
great.
yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Gabby. I'm really excited to see how it goes. Do you have any other books in the works or anything else you're working on right now?
Well, I'm working on a book that I'm writing. It's like a bunch of ideas by now, but I am really, really excited about this book that is about a child that can see many things that most people can't. And it is just about to figure out how everything in the universe is connected with him. Seeking for some things that we have in common with nature. And so,
cool. That sounds awesome. Yeah. Well, when you get it done, I want to read it. So.
That about does it for today's episode of the Journey to KidLit podcast. Thank you so much to Gabriela Dieppa for joining us today. You can find the links to Gabby's website and to follow her on Instagram in the show notes. To order your own copy of Pirates Stuck at Sea, illustrated by Gabby Dieppa, visit BiblioKidPublishing.com. And if you order before the end of March, you'll receive a signed author copy. Plus, for the final week of February only, we're offering one free signed copy of Pirates Stuck at Sea to a lucky listener who leaves a comment on this episode. You can let me know what you thought of today's episode or your ideas for future ones, either via email or by sending me a message on Twitter. And if you liked what you heard, be sure to leave a review. And while you're there, hit subscribe to be notified of new episodes. Until next time, happy writing!